Thank you. I'm sharing
time, Deputy.
First of all, can I congratulate Minister McConalogue on his appointment, and I want to wish him and the Taoiseach well at this very important meeting on Friday. It's the Taoiseach's first meeting, and there's many intricate negotiations ahead on the MFF, Brexit, and all of this in the shadow of COVID. So I hope that you are part of a good outcome for Europe and for Ireland. First of all, can I say I'm pleased to see President Michel's proposals on the new negotiating box. It shows perhaps that if leaders from small member states come together, that maybe, just maybe, they can achieve positive outcomes. I support his proposal on the 2-to-1 balance of direct funding vis-à-vis loan funding. But I do have real concerns about the formula that's being used by the European Commission to calculate the amounts from the recovery funds to different member states. As we know, Ireland is coming off badly here. Using GDP as a measure, of course, skews it in Ireland's case, and GDP has always been a double-edged sword for Ireland. But I, like other deputies, would like to ask you, Minister, to give the government's perspective on the European Commission's proposal and the way they intend to divvy out, if you like, the recovery fund. The €5 million Brexit reserve is welcome, but again, is it included as a sweetener for the fact that Ireland will get less from the recovery fund? And I would like to see, and I know you're in the negotiating phase, but I would like to see that we could nail down those two issues, because they're going to be hugely important here. I think taxation will be high on the agenda, and in many ways Ireland is skating on thin ice here. Now, actually, I agree with the decision of the Court of Justice in the Apple tax case, and I'll come back to that at another time. But I was concerned at the time, and this has been confirmed by the ECJ, that the Commission's decision that Ireland had breached state aid rules was overreach and what we call competence creep by the European Commission. State aid rules are the sole competence of the European Commission. Taxation is the sole competence of member states. We had a referendum here on that issue. Now, Ireland has a huge responsibility around tax justice and that multinationals pay their fair share, but that's a separate issue. We need to be careful sometimes what we wish for. I do not want the European Commission to have power to dictate our tax policy, but I do want Ireland as a nation to play a strong role in ensuring European and global tax justice. We can do this through the OECD and the BEPS programme, the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting programme, and by engaging proactively with our European colleagues in pursuing a digital tax strategy, which crucially does not disadvantage Ireland's tax take. I spent 15 years in the European Parliament, and I saw time after time one proposal after another coming forward on a common consolidated corporation tax base, or CCCTB, which disadvantaged Ireland's tax take vis-à-vis other member states. So we have to work with our partners, but we have to make sure that any new digital tax is balanced and it's fair, that it delivers for our citizens, but that we're not left between a rock and a hard place. And finally, Minister, given that taxation is going to be high on the European agenda, there's a lot of talk about the Commission looking at Article 116, which would allow them to make decisions based on qualified majority decisions on tax policy, and that this would get rid of the veto. As I said, that's the thin ice Ireland is skating on. But I would like, in your response, if you would give me your perspective on that. Thank you.
Thanks, Deputy Harkin.